So some of you might have heard of a rumor which claims that IceFrog have returned to the Dota 2 development team after seemingly taking a secret break for the past couple of years. So I started investigating to find out if this rumor is really true or not, and I ended up finding some pretty interesting things about this matter. And in this video I'm going to talk about all of the things that I found regarding this rumor and share my personal thoughts and speculations about all of this. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, as all of you probably know, IceFrog is the lead developer of Dota 2 and is an anonymous person who is shrouded in mystery, so much to the point that his real name is unconfirmed and we only refer to him as IceFrog. And because of his elusive nature, most of the things that involve IceFrog can only really be seen as rumors, and therefore I gotta start off by saying that all of the things that I'm gonna discuss in this video should obviously be taken with a grain of salt. And with this in mind, let's talk about what I found. So anyone who has played Dota in the past couple of years may have noticed that the game has become more and more stale because gameplay patches have both become scarce and uninteresting as they rarely make any major changes to the game. And this led a lot of players in the community to speculate that IceFrog might have left the Dota 2 development team and that someone else is now in charge instead or something like that. But towards the end of last year, right after Muerta was revealed with her reveal trailer, there was an interesting interview where a pro Dota player did talk about the rumors about IceFrog not working in Dota 2 for the past couple of years, and that this could be the reason why there haven't been any major changes to the game like map changes in the past few years. And he also talked about how there are recent indications that IceFrog is apparently supposed to come back to working in Dota 2 again soon in the coming months. And this last part is really interesting because the fact that there are indications of IceFrog's return shows that the suspicions that the community previously had about IceFrog leaving Dota 2 could actually be true, because he can't return to Dota 2 if he didn't leave in the first place. And by the way, I will leave the link for this hour-long interview that I just talked about in the description box below, so make sure to check it out if you guys are interested. But anyways, now I'm pretty sure that some of you might be confused about how this pro player got all of this information when I clearly said that IceFrog is very elusive. Well, in that same interview, this pro player did state that he and his teammates were set to meet IceFrog shortly after their Tier 11 victory. And this statement does line up with the fact that multiple other pro Dota players have also stated similar things. So judging by all of this, it seems like IceFrog does meet pro Dota players from time to time. However, it's unclear whether IceFrog meets these pro players directly or indirectly, because again, this is something we can't really prove, because all of the pro players who supposedly met IceFrog don't really disclose any information about him anyways. And I totally understand why they won't reveal anything about IceFrog, because if I was IceFrog who loves to stay anonymous, I would say it's really respectful and commendable that they are keeping his secret safe from the general public. However, all of this grey area also means that although what this pro player said seems legit, we need more evidence to prove his claim, because like I said before, most of the things that regards IceFrog can only be seen as rumors, so we can't really trust just one source like this. So I found another story that complements all of the things that we found so far, and that is the fact that according to some sources, IceFrog have been working on the rumored upcoming Valve game called Neon Prime, and various leaks about this game suggest that it's a sci-fi shooter game of some sort. And although I would like to talk about this game, I'm not gonna go into the intricate details simply because that would just take us away from the main topic of this video, which is IceFrog. However, if you guys want to know more information about this Neon Prime game, I highly recommend you guys to check out Tyler McQuicker on YouTube, and I will leave the link for his channel in the description box below, because he has a bunch of great videos covering the topic of this Neon Prime game in his channel. And in one of his videos, he talked about how Valve have trademarked the name of the Neon Prime game, and according to him, Valve apparently trademarks names like this very close to the release date of their projects, meaning there is a good chance that the Neon Prime game is almost complete. And what's interesting is that this trademark happened right before Muerta's reveal trailer was released, and right afterwards that interview I talked about earlier came out saying that IceFrog will return to Dota 2, hence why I mentioned that the Neon Prime game's release could also be connected to Muerta in some way in one of my previous videos. But anyways, judging by all of this, my theory is that IceFrog did indeed leave Dota 2 to work on this Neon Prime game, and this is the reason why he was not in the Dota 2 development team in the past couple of years like that pro player pointed out. And now since the Neon Prime game seems to be almost complete with its name getting trademarked, it does make sense for IceFrog to return to Dota 2 since his work there is done. So what that pro player said about IceFrog's return also seems to be true, because all of the timelines do line up nicely. But why didn't Valve say anything about all of this? Well, I can think of two possible reasons why they would want to keep all of this a secret. And the first reason is the fact that the Neon Prime game is actually supposed to be a secret, hence why all of the information that we have about this game is from their leaks. So obviously Valve wouldn't want to reveal their plans about their upcoming secret project slash game, and their lack of communication is the reason why the Neon Prime game is called a rumored game in the first place. And then we have the second reason, which is IceFrog himself, because if Valve confirmed the Dota 2 community's suspicions and announced that IceFrog did indeed leave the Dota 2 team, people won't really be happy about that. So they might have kept IceFrog's transfer into working in the Neon Prime Prime game a secret because they knew as long as they didn't say or confirm anything, everything would be fine because when IceFrog is done with Neon Prime, he can just return to Dota 2 as if nothing had happened, which is exactly what seemed to have happened because although we had our suspicions, there was no real way to prove that IceFrog have left Dota 2 simply because Valve never confirmed or denied IceFrog's alleged break from Dota 2. But anyways, although all of the things that we discussed about IceFrog's departure and return up until now sounds legit, they are all still in the rumor and speculation territory. But thankfully we actually got some tangible evidence to support all of these rumors, because right before Muerta's release, something really interesting happened that kind of foreshadowed IceFrog's return. You see, back in Dota 1, IceFrog sort of had this tradition where in the patch that came before a new hero was released, he would add in a secret Easter egg minigame that players could access by doing a series of elaborate quests. And when players have figured out all of his puzzles, they will be rewarded with some sort of teaser that reveals information about the upcoming hero in the next patch. And a similar thing actually happened in Dota 2 recently with Muerta's release, because right before her release, there was a minor update that implemented a secret Easter egg minigame that players could access by doing a series of elaborate quests to get their hands on an item called Mercy and Grace, which was an item named after Muerta's guns and used the icon of her gunslinger ability. And this item also had an active that acted a lot like her Deadshot ability. So essentially players who could access this item basically got like a teaser or a sneak peek into Muerta's skill set a few days prior to her release into the game. And I'm actually thinking of making a whole video documenting that Muerta's teaser minigame event later on, and when I release that video I will leave the link for that video in the description box below. But anyways, the fact that Muerta's release was teased by a minigame event just like how IceFrog used to tease hero releases back in Dota 1 seems to suggest that IceFrog himself might have created this whole minigame event to announce his return to the hardcore Dota fans who could figure it all out. And it does make sense given the fact that this was a secret teaser event and IceFrog does everything in secret. And to further support this, if you guys watched the previous videos I made about Muerta, you will know that I said that Muerta seems to be based on the unreleased hero called the Ghost Revenant, who was one of many heroes that IceFrog created right before he left Dota 1. And ever since their existence was discovered, people were hoping that these heroes would be released into Dota 2 someday, because they were hero concepts created by IceFrog. So it would make sense why IceFrog would mark his return with Muerta, who is based on the uncompleted Ghost Revenant hero that the community knows that he created, and tease her release just like he would tease hero releases back in Dota 1, because she is an improved iteration of an uncompleted Dota 1 hero after all. So this seems to be IceFrog's way of letting us know that the rumored break that he took is probably true, and now that he has returned, there is no real reason to hide it anyways, because it's not like we can turn back time or anything like that. And speaking of which, the fact that IceFrog have not been in the development team would explain why the hero releases in the past few years didn't feel like heroes that IceFrog usually makes. Sure, the Primal Beast does feel like a Dota 2 hero, while the Dawnbreaker and Hoodwink are kinda passable at best. However, it's blatantly obvious that Mercy was released by Valve just to reel in people who simped over her after watching the anime to become Dota 2 players, which inherently is not a bad decision by Valve, because obviously they want more players to play this game so that they can make money. But I can't ignore the fact that this hero's release is perhaps one of the biggest mistakes that was done to Dota 2, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I hate her very existence in this game, because she simply doesn't feel like a Dota hero. So I'm really hoping that if IceFrog did indeed return to the Dota 2 development team, he would outright remove this hero from the game in the upcoming 7.33 patch. However, I don't think even IceFrog would actually be able to do that at this point, because she is essentially a hero that was released as a marketing stunt for the Dragon's Blood anime, so I doubt that Mercy will be removed from the game. However, it's worth noting that back in Dota 1, IceFrog did occasionally remove heroes that didn't fit the game, and I know that a lot of the community members kept on complaining to remove techies from the game, but in my opinion, if any hero is supposed to be removed from the game, it's Mercy and not techies. And besides, the techies hero was essentially removed from the game just a while ago, because during IceFrog's supposed time away, they did end up giving it to the hate that techies receives at a regular basis, and ended up reworking him beyond recognition into a generic nuker, and now he's an insignificant husk of the unique hero that he once was. And I honestly believe that none of this would have happened if IceFrog was around during this time. And I say this because ever since techies was introduced into the game, IceFrog never even considered removing this hero, despite the fact that half of the player base kept on asking him to remove this hero from the game, which shows that IceFrog probably likes this hero's overall unique concept, which also means that this stupid rework that techies got was probably not done by IceFrog. And again, all of this points towards the possibility that IceFrog was not in the Dota 2 development team in the past couple of years, and if he has truly returned to Dota 2, I'm pretty sure that he must at least have some bitter feelings about the questionable choices that was made to this game during his time away. So IceFrog, if you're watching this video and have trouble reversing the damages done to this game in your absence, I do have a couple of plans that I have devised to fix some of these issues without angering half of the player base while doing so. Because let's be honest, although I personally believe things like the techies rework and the release of Mercy is ruining the game, there are obviously going to be players who genuinely love these changes and might disagree with me, which I don't really mind because everyone is free to have their own opinions. But because of this reason, all of the plans that I made to rectify these problems aims to achieve a middle ground so that players from both sides of the argument can potentially benefit from the solutions that I have in my mind in the long run. And I'm thinking of releasing some videos talking all about those plans, so make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss those videos. And I really hope that IceFrog will be able to use those ideas to make Dota great again. But anyways, all of these indications and rumors of IceFrog's return means that we can expect the upcoming 7.33 update to be a very exciting patch. I mean, even Valve themselves claim that it will be an ambitious update. And now that I think about it, this could very well be Valve giving us a direct but subtle confirmation that IceFrog have indeed returned to the Dota 2 development team, meaning they obviously no longer need to hide the secret break that IceFrog took in the past couple of years. And by the way, I'm actually working on a video where I speculate about what we can expect from this upcoming ambitious update, but since there are rumors that say that this update will be out within this week, I'm not really sure if I will be able to release that video before the update actually drops. However, if I do manage to finish that video in time, I will leave the link for that video in the description box below so that you guys can check it out. So yeah, that's it for this video guys. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos like this, and comment down below and let me know what you guys think about the rumors of IceFrog's return, because I would really like to know what you guys think. And like I just mentioned before, I might release a video speculating about the upcoming 7.33 update, so make sure to keep an eye out for that, and if I do release that video, I will leave the link for that video along with all of the other related videos to this video in the description box below so that you guys can check them out if you like. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.